Now, I know some of you OCW don't know about this. KD knows about this. Dimsmore knows about this. Maybe Dupree. I'm sure Dupree does. Bobby knows about this. Versus definitely knows about this. Nate, maybe. RD, oh, you know he knows. Oh, the desk we behind, and I try to spell the words, and you make fun of me, and I can't use grammar. My brain don't make no sense. You guys are really rude, and I'm trying best I can. I will stab you in the face, 'cause y'all can suck my dick. I get the words, and I get the words all wrong all the time. Can you sentences? Can you sentences? And I make these points that no one gets. It's like Grail or something really hard. Suck my dick. We back. Dusk 100 and something. I said dusk, but I mean this. Whatever. Return back, baby. Turn on the mic. Oh my God. Yeah, so we got ourselves another edition of the desk. I don't know. 150 something. 153. If you didn't know, it's the platform, the rant, rave, bitch, be moan, all things that encompass OCW and its subsidiaries with some discretion is always vehemently advised. What's going on, guys? Podcast tings. Podcast tings, my guy. Okay. We'll keep it short because it's Wednesday and I want to go back to binge drinking and watching anime before I pass out on the couch and wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. So, I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. 14th anniversary was, in a word, dope. In a word, impressive. In a word, long pause. In a word, great. I enjoyed it, but for different reasons than some of you. And I would advise, if you haven't, if you're just listening, you're like, hey, what the hell is this guy talking about? I would advise you to hit that subscribe button. And there's a little bell somewhere. You should probably hit that as well, so that whenever we do a video, it'll ring you and alert you. Speaking of, when it comes to the bell, for the past year, I've been not flagging the videos. So what'll happen is, in the span of a day, some poor son of a bitch that turns on the bell winds up getting like 9 or 10 notifications that, videos are up. I know that can be annoying, so I removed that, and basically, you'll get maybe 2, at most 3 or 4 bells, and you'll get them not after the other. There'll be some time, so I'm considerate of your notifications if you do have that on. But regardless of that fact, I would suggest that you do hit like on the video on YouTube. It's going to be on YouTube, so please hit like, and if you're on OCW, mark the fuck out, hoot. So anyway, the 14 year, I enjoyed it. I had my issues with it, mostly because I decided, in my infinite wisdom, to have 11 matches on one night. Now, the plus side, the show was just a fraction over 3 hours. In hindsight, being 2020, I didn't think the 3 hours would be that taxing on me, and unfortunately, I was mistaken. So in the future, I'm going to again try to aim for that 2.5, 240 mark, and if need be, I will do a Saturday show for the undercard, if you will, maybe 3 or 4 matches. And that's no disrespect to anybody competing, but that's just something from me being a Twitch streamer. I don't know. I wouldn't call myself a Twitch streamer, but you get the point I'm trying to make with that. So, okay, what was I? Yeah, so I enjoyed the show. Didn't like a lot of the outcomes, but again, it's competitive, so what are you going to do? People that you want to win don't always win because it's competitive. They get knocked in the face. They get thumbed in the neck. They get murdered in like 8 minutes or whatever. It happens. What are you going to do? It's competitive, so it is what it is. On the other side, the role play aspect, it was amazing. I like the energy that you guys are putting out, and pause for the cause of the alcoholic beverage, y'all. Cheap and delicious, like my women. Whoa, sorry. Where was I? You know what the funny thing about this is? I'll be in the shower and I'll have full-length conversations with nobody, and I'll be a wonderful speaker. Words come out where they make sense. I'll listen to podcasts on the commute to work, and I'm in the conversation, and I'm responding as such. But as soon as I turn on the record button and I play with the settings, trying to make sure my voice doesn't get all crazy, my mind goes on the spectrum, and it just never works out. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm trying to think before I speak, but I'm thinking too slow or too fast. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so back to the role play aspect. The point I'm trying to make is that essentially I like the fact that you guys are already rocking and rolling pretty much since even before we started the season with OCW Live, and then OCW Live, rather the 2 live shows, and then prior to that Rumble Grounds, which was kind of the official end of the last season, and the beginning of the next season. Does that make any sense? So yeah, so you guys kept rocking and rolling. You guys kept putting forth content. And my only thing is, I said this to a couple of people, that think of it like boxing. And you want to go 12 rounds. So in this case, 12 rounds is 12 months. So don't blow your load in the first round or the first month. Take your time. And as long as you're relevant, you should be okay. And when I say relevant, here's something that some guys might not understand when it comes to being visible or relevant. For example, on the 14th anniversary show, you had Dillinger, who basically interacted with a bunch of people who weren't necessarily on the show. So by doing that, those guys, they're still in your head, even though they didn't themselves do a role play. So like Lightbulb Head didn't do a role play for the show, but he was featured in a role play, one of like whatever. So that's the other thing too. If you don't necessarily have to write every week, but as long as your character is visible in some capacity, then you should be okay. If that makes any kind of sense. If it doesn't, hey, I tried. That's all I can do is try. Now, Dan, the other issue or topic, I have a couple, and hopefully I can get to them in a reasonable amount of time before I fucking fall apart. Comes to the fact of the don't come to me sometimes. So match length is something that I've been toying with or debating. I honestly don't really like necessarily long matches on a Riot show, even on a pay-per-view. Like if you're in the main event, then I don't really care. But I kind of want people maybe to try for a couple of weeks, cutting matches, making them reasonable time, like 15 at max. Taking a little shortcut here and there. Don't speed them up. That's a bad idea. But maybe cut out some filler garbage and just be mindful. By the same token, one way to combat that is just to have smaller cards. So if we have 3 matches a week per show, and maybe one extra dark match, death match, that might work. But then there's a whole bunch of people that don't get booked, so that doesn't work. You see the conundrum I'm in? I'm basically trying to get as many people on a card doing something as possible, and I don't know if that's necessarily a great idea. So just kind of be mindful of your time. I'll give you an example. The Valkyrie Dawson match was perfect. It felt long, but it wasn't. Told a good story, and it was competitive. That's the thing. Being competitive and still managing to tell a good story works out. Even Loki and Drago with the whole Drago armor thing, Bubba armor rather. That was actually I was like, this match is dumb. I don't give a fuck about this match. But then I was like, oh shit, it's not that long. Let me watch it. So I watched it. I'm like, oh shit, it's a pretty good fucking match. And then at the end, I popped fucking huge when my man said, I'm gonna kick. Oh no, I missed. Oh no, I'm in the air. Oh Jesus Christ, help me! I'm falling down and get hit in the face. It was great. I enjoyed it greatly. So that's what I'm saying. When it's shorter, myself, and here's the other thing too. I know some of you don't give a fuck. That's fine. But some of you do kind of want to build a fan base. So when your match is necessarily not super long, there's a good chance someone will get invested in your character. Like, oh hey, cool. What's this? Oh, 10 minutes. I can spare 10 minutes. Oh, cool. Like for example, Valkyrie, metrics wise, is getting a little bit of heat, metric wise. And that's not me going, oh, look at the views. No, that's me. That's me checking, people watching the match and seeing how long they're watching the Valkyrie videos. And the Valkyrie videos, there seems to be a lot more people on the back end, pause, watching Valkyrie matches. Like more like, again, see, this is the shit I'm talking about. As soon as the mic goes on, I fucking turn into, I don't know, whatever. I was gonna say something else. I mean, to call myself. I would be rude. I was gonna be low key rude to some people. So let me stop that. But it's Jesus Christ. When I say metrically speaking, I mean you can check on YouTube how long people particularly watch a video. So for Valkyrie's videos, I noticed that there's actually a lot longer watch time. I should have just said watch time from the fucking beginning. Jesus Christ. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So there's people in OCW as well as outside that are getting invested in the characters. That's what I want for you guys. And that's why I'm always being a fucking mamau, always jodiendoing you people to do this, do that, retweet, like, share, because it's so well and good that we like some of the shit, but the objective is to get outside people to be like, oh hey, like for example, people are asking, hey, where can I download Cassidy Hayes? Where can I download AWOL? Where can I get this guy? Where can I get that guy? This kind of CC, that kind of, like everyone, like people, not everyone, but there's people that are looking for content. So trying to make it easier. So trying to make it you guys be invested in the growth of the company. Well, I say company. In the growth of the site. Which brings me to my next point. 1 second. Sip. And thank you for bearing with me. Like maybe what it is I'm having an anxiety attack. That could be a thing too. I don't know why I don't feel anxiety, but I do feel kind of tingly. Maybe it's a heart condition. I don't know what the fuck it is. Something. Yes. So where was I? What the fuck was I saying? Yes. During the Twitch stream, I actually had like this whole wonderful heartfelt thing that I said at the end of the stream, but unfortunately, I had muted my microphone because I was jumping between the Discord and the Twitch stream. Speaking of the Discord on the anniversary show, holy shit, that was a lot of fucking people. That was whoa. Low key, I kind of feel like I wish I could just be in the Twitch stream and just talk shit with everybody else. I honestly wish it was possible without making people insane to just stream us watching, the Twitch stream watching. The Discord watching the Twitch stream. I wish I could do that, or I had that kind of capability, because holy dude, there was fucking Valkyrie chants. That's crazy. People, the Kumite chant, son. And oh my, I can't, like, legit people yelling Kuma. It's dope, and it made me very appreciative and thankful, which is what I was gonna say also with that little heartfelt thing that I would get a chance to. I wanted to thank everybody who participated in the 14-year event. It is kind of special to me because I started this a long time ago, as you know, and some of you guys have been here for like a year, some of you have been here for a couple months, some of you have been here for the dawn of time, some of you have been here 5 years, 10 years, whatever. So it was just nice to see that camaraderie and everybody just coming together. And it's been like that since March for the most part. We do get real vicious with each other. Like, oh Jesus Christ! Just what was the phrase? It's like OCW is like a petting zoo with alligators and tigers or something like that. Like, where's the zookeeper? There are no zookeepers. there's no zookeepers. So yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you for that, because that was really fucking cool. And the Twitch stream too, man. Shout out to everybody who showed. That was crazy. I did not expect that off rip. I was impressed by that. And the guys of Twitch stream, I want to pose a question to, I guess, our out of state or out of continent contingent, because there's quite a few of you as well. There's a lot of people from Italy. A few from Italy. A bunch of fucking. Oh yeah, I was gonna. That's not even an Australian accent. The fuck. Hi there, fuck. That's, I don't know what that is. This is why I don't do voice promos. Top of the morning to you. No, that's Irish. Oh mate, you no, I don't know. I can't do an Australian accent right now. Either way, we have a bunch of Aussies and some Kiwis and everything in between. So the idea was pitched about maybe doing viewing parties at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that at the very least our European contingent and people outside the U.S. could actually get a chance to be in with the viewing party and, you know, just hang around, participate, or at the very least maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock instead of the usual 5 p.m. So that's up to debate. You guys let me know what you want to do and we can go from there. In addition, I know I'm going all over the place because I'm probably having an anxiety attack right now. Maybe it's a panic attack. I don't know. In addition to that, we also have the December 16th pay-per-view. The arena will be going up as soon as we figure out this next bit. And the next bit is basically asking you guys, do you want Devil's Night or do you want Chill Factor? Because in the past, we've actually had Devil's Night, then Chill Factor, or sometimes Devil's Night and no Chill Factor, sometimes Chill Factor and definitely no Devil's Night. We haven't had Devil's Night in maybe about 2 years. It's kind of a staple in the Halloween time, but, you know, we can never get to it because of the game release schedule. So I would like to bring it back, but again, it's up to you guys. So if you guys want Devil's Night, we can do that for December 16th. If you guys want Chill Factor, we can do that. Once we figure that out, we can just have the arena done, bing, bam, boom, and we off to the races. As of right now, I think I have 3 or 4 matches in the pipeline. And that being said, whatever pay-per-view we have in December, the main show is going to top out around 8 or 9 bangers. And then if we have, we'll put the runoff on the Saturday show, because I'm not trying to kill people or myself. And I think that's it for me, except for one other thing. And I already said thank you, so I'll say it again. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. The next topic of conversation, and then we're done. And I'm going to take a sip of this fucking rum, which is really beer, but rum rhymes. So what are you going to do? Okay, here we are. Rocky like a hurricane. One would think that I'm on drugs, but I'm not. I'm just fucking, maybe it's just exhaustion, probably. Yeah, I think I'm going to lean into exhaustion. Or it might just be the fact that I don't really do well sitting and speaking. I'm better, like, if I'm standing, I'm able to fucking emote and do all kinds of shit. And then I'm also not constantly fucking trying to breathe. I don't know what, Jesus Christ. It's crazy. So maybe I'll just give me one of them things, one of them mic stands, and fucking do a podcast standing up like I'm fucking singing in a band or some shit like Aerosmith. Maybe I'll do that. Anyway, as you are aware, our forum is held together by Carpenter's Glue, Stripper Glitter, Laffy Taffy, Duct Tape, and a sprinkle of hope, and a little bit of frustration. Our forums have been trashed for about almost a year and a half, maybe more. There's no secret. In fact, I can probably assume that we've lost members because they don't know to hit refresh when they sign in. So they make an account and then go, what the fuck? And then that's it. I'm pretty sure that that's what happened to a couple of people. So for that, my bad. I've also put that in the handbook because it's gotten really bad. So this is where we have a come to Jesus meeting. I feel the same way Cass felt when the game ruined his car and he wasn't able to do anything with it. I have that same feeling. Now, I don't have the feeling of I quit or I'm gonna retire, but I am getting tired of it. And from someone who started this site in 2004 to now, where we have Discord, I love Discord. I enjoy Discord greatly. It's wonderful and it's portable, and the portability of it is great. The ability to be in constant I guess connection is great, but the issue that I see with Discord is that you really can't have good long form conversations, because the rate at which conversations take place in Discord is just fucking bing bang boom, rapid fire. That's a problem. And that's not to discount Discord, but that's just the way it is. It's more like an IRC chat. You can have conversations, you can have somewhat meaningful conversations, but to have in-depth conversations, to have discussions, you need a forum. At least in my opinion. I could be fucking wrong. I'm not an expert and I don't claim to be. So that leads me to the next objective or issue or target or whatever the fuck you want to call it. We need new shit. So in the chats of the Hoots, I've been kind of pitching the idea of I want to rebuild the OCW experience. Now, the problem is the following. I look at it like this. When it comes to money, when it comes to donations, when it comes to asking you guys to come out of your pockets, I don't like to do it for the simple fact that maybe it's just Puerto Rican pride, maybe it's just fucking immigrant mentality, ignorance. I don't know what it is, but I just don't feel comfortable doing that, because in my head, in my dumb head, it's like, oh, word, you can't do that. You ain't a man. You gotta fucking ask people for help. I don't like that at all. It bugs me. But the fact of the matter is that when we do have the donations, you guys kick up in force, we get it done, and we keep it moving. And I always tell you guys, I only ask for money one time during the year, and that's basically the July season. And we usually cover most of the costs for the year, or rather the cost for the TV hosting, and we keep it moving. For those of you who don't know, I've been paying, I don't know, a lot. I think at this moment I've paid since 04 either. It's somewhere between 11 and 14 grand, probably around 11. Remember, I failed math often, so my counting ability isn't really the best, but it's up there. The amount of money I've spent into OCW. And I don't say that to be like, oh, look how much I've put in. Look how much blood, sweat, and tears I put in. Look at me slaving over. I don't do that for that shit. I don't give a fuck. If you know me well enough, you should know that I really don't care in that capacity. But the bottom line is that I'm not using Facebook for fucking communication. This is not 2012. I'm not using IRC. This is not 1999. We're using Discord as we should, and that's one thing, but we need a forum, and we need a good fucking forum. So the problem, again, as I brought up before, maybe a year ago, is this shit ain't cheap no more. And much like the Microsoft era, where they want to put everything under a fucking subscription, that's where we're at. For example, in order to buy a new forum, this is the other thing too, I've been researching forums for the past couple of days, or actually maybe a year and a half, but I've narrowed it down to some forms that I want, and I've been showing, basically numbers, like, what's what, how much what it is, and yada yada. Hold on. I'll give you an example. To put it in perspective, the first iteration of OCW, which was taken over by the French back in 2004, that was free because I used a bootleg copy. And I rode that wave until someone reported me because I guess we was whooping their ass. After that, I purchased a license for this forum software back in the day, for the VB software, and that cost about $250. And by the good graces of Gregory Kale, V2 came to fruition. And I will be forever eternally grateful to Gregory. I haven't spoken to him in nearly a decade, but I do appreciate his contribution every single fucking day. So if you ever hear this, Greg, if you're still around, if you're alive or whatever, thank you so much, mate. I appreciate that. And we fast forward to version 3. Times were hard, friends were few, who knew? And by the good graces of Ron, we got that out the way. He decided to foot the bill for that. And that was about $250 as well, $250, maybe $300. And he footed the bill, Jesus Christ. In addition to putting together V3 rather. Okay. Now we fast forward to, I don't know, maybe 09, 010. And we have, there's no Ron, there's no Greg, it's just me, and I'm a dummy. So I put in another 200 or something, and another fucking license. And that one is version 4, which for the most part did what it had to do. Not the greatest, but it was serviceable. And if we didn't have all these issues, I would still want to upgrade just because, you know, it's been so fucking long. So, excuse me, fucking, hold on. So I say that to say this. Essentially, the problem is that everything's fucking expensive. And as much as I don't want to be like, oh, hey, I need money. The point is this. If you guys want a better forum, you got to come out the fucking pockets. If you don't care, fine. We just got to stay with the form we have. That's basically what it comes down to, because I can't foot this bill myself. It is incredible. I'll give you an example. Since everything is based on subscriptions, now, even when I buy the software, it's about 3-4 bills, okay? And then every couple of months, I actually have to pay a fee to keep the license, in essence. And by doing that, they explain it in the sense that, oh, you know, that you always have the updates and everything's always up to date. You get the support and da 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 da. It used to be a lifetime license, will last X amount of years, and then, you know, you have it for a year afterwards, and then that's it. But no, now they want to do it every 6 months. Cool, whatever. So the next bit comes with the goodie bags. The goodie bags that I want to add to the experience. There's quite a few. Some of the stuff we did with this current forum can be done with the new forum, but it has to be through these third-party things, or rather these other modifications, this and the third. That also costs money. As a matter of fact, I have a sheet in front of me of just the basic stuff, and that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. All right. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 or 6 modifications, not including the major ones that comes out to $110. And about 2 of these require the same thing with the whole every 6 months. One of them is you got to pay every 6 months, you got to pay $10. One of them is every 6 months, you got to pay $7. So that's where we're at. I don't like asking for money at all, but if you guys want a better forum, then you're going to have to meet me halfway, and we're going to have to come up with some kind of fucking plan to budget this motherfucker, and then we can try to get it done. Because in addition to that, to pay for a skin, to pay for a dope-ass look, same shit, $30, and then $10 every 6 months for support and, you know, updates. The plus side, though, the one good thing about this is that since everything is integrated with that company, everything is kind of updated more or less together. So when something, you know, when there's an update, it's not like, oh my god, end of the world. Like for this one, for the one we have now, if there's an update, oh fuck, I gotta rewire everything, I gotta do all this kind of bullshit, which is a pain in the ass. So that's where we're at when it comes to that. And I floated some ideas on how to actually fund this. There's a couple of them. One of them involves actually Twitch, whereas, you know, the money we're monetized on Twitch, and we're making a couple bucks. It's nothing like, it's not big pimping by any sense of the imagination, but it's something. So one way is maybe you guys can help us get Twitch shit going, and we can use that money to put it towards a fucking forum. That's a fucking long shot and a half, but hey, that's a plan. Oh, I forgot the other part too. The other one that made me laugh. In order to move over our data, like all your posts and all that good stuff, that has to be migrated. Simple enough, right? They offer that, but it starts at $850 fucking dollars. I am not spending $850 fucking dollars to have my data moved. No, thank you. However, I can hire somebody. I do know somebody who can do that for us, and hopefully it works out. No guarantee, but he charges far significantly less. So either way, the bottom line is the following. This is my rough haphazard pirate plan of action. If we do get this going, we're gonna have to raise close to maybe off rip about $700-800. That's the first thing. And that's just the estimate. That could be higher or lower because I'm just eyeballing it and I'm bad at math. And then after that, there's hosting for the actual forum, which is not, it's a pain in the ass, but I can move my other hosting over and we'll see what the fuck happens. Anyway, But that's basically to get a good experience, because that's the other problem. You don't want to have a forum where you fucking click and it takes forever, because that was a problem with version 3. The hosting it was on was slow as fucking shit, and it was not fun. So that was the other issue. Slow as dirt. Where the fuck was I? Oh yeah. So the other thing was the whole ethos of me being against advertisements. That's another way to earn money to pay for this shit, because the thing is, once we even get the forum and everything going, everybody's like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing, blah, blah, blah. It still has to be maintained and paid for out of pocket. So one thing I was thinking about is subscriptions and advertisements. And I know you guys are, what the fuck? Yeah, sorry, that's where we're at. So advertisement will basically be, hopefully I can get some bread from that. I was looking at my site, and apparently I'm throwing away like $5 a day on my site by not having advertisements. Who knows if that's valid or not. I think it's 400 something a year, maybe, or 600. I don't know, something. It's not pretty, it's not a drop in the bucket. But if those numbers are accurate, then the money that will be done by just advertising alone would cover the site and then some, which would be fucking amazing. And the whole subscription thing is, again, spitballing ideas. Don't get panicked. Don't get freaked out. I don't know, like, a couple bucks, maybe a month, maybe $2. A membership is like $2, $3 a month, and you get something. That's the other thing. I have to figure out what the fuck am I gonna give for fucking $3 a month. What am I gonna do? Fucking reach around and Gorilla Noise promo? I don't fucking know. Gotta figure it out. And maybe you don't get advertised. Well, actually, no. If you're subscribing, you should get advertisements at all. But that's where I'm at. Basically, that's just the end, the crux of it. And there's no denying it. There's no workaround. The only workaround is no. The workaround is that fucking a handful of money falls out the sky, win the lottery, or I somehow get a fucking job, another job that affords me a fat bonus every year, like a big bonus every year, that I can actually work on my job and OCW at the same time. So who the fuck knows? So that's where we're at when it comes to that. Now, the reason I'm so animated for the forum is because just doing, they have like a demo of it, and just playing around with the base features, it just fucking feels so good. And I know that sounded pervy as fuck. And I was passing over like forum information to people, and nobody gives a fuck. It's like, okay, well, I mean, I'm glad you're happy about it, but that's about it. But just looking at it from an admin standpoint, I was impressed. All the features are fucking cool. There's just so much cool shit like that can be done, and that can add to that immersion value. Wow, sorry about that. I'm fucking nose is clogged. That immersion, that immersion. That's what we used to have back in the day. You brought it back. We're bringing it back a little bit with the Twitch store, which I'm excited about. And I didn't even get to talk about that. Basically, I'll talk about that maybe another time, because it's still being worked on. For the most part, you can check it out. There's links on the Discord, and I'll get going with the stuff. But yeah, I think that this would be good for the site, because there's a lot of traffic on the site, and people go to the site. You guys go to the site. It's just that it runs so shitty that it's not a good experience. So it's better to just be on Discord, and I don't like that. I like, and then the other part of that forum is that we can fix everything that needs to be fixed in this forum, and there's no headaches when copying and pasting. There's just all kinds of. It's just so much fucking dope shit, dude. Like, I don't know how to explain it. The handbook will become streamlined, because it will run off a page instead of fucking being some weird thread. Memberships and registration, fully functional Discord integration, custom news and shit. Just all kinds of dope fucking shit. And then there's incentivization, or what it's called is gamification. I can bring back all the cool shit. I can bring back like the achievements and stuff. I can do seasonal fucking events. Like all kinds of dope ass shit. I can set up tickets and giveaways and all kinds of cool shit. I can do things like fucking, hey, for the fucking week, we're gonna do XYZ event. If you manage to get XYZ, you get a fucking award on your thing, and that thing is done for the year. So when you look back a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, you be like, yo, I remember fucking November 6th, 2018, I fucking did this horse shit, and I got this little stupid thing. That's cool. I remember that. Guys, do you remember that? And then we talk about it. We go, I remember that. You got lucky. And we keep moving. Might not seem like shit to you, but to me, it's important, because it helps build a community. Again, I could be wrong. At the end of the day, if you guys don't give a fuck, hey, it is what it is. What I'm gonna do. And I think that's gonna do it for me and my ranting and raving. So I appreciate you listening. I apologize if this was not what you expected, but it is what it is. I will see you Friday for Turmoil. Oh yeah, I have Ambition. We're still working on Ambition. We're aiming for January. In the meantime, just keep doing your stuff. FPR, keep FPRing. And yeah, I mean, I really got nothing to complain about. The whole DM thing is working out pretty good. There's been one match that had to be recalled, and I told the guy, maybe he flaked, maybe he didn't. I don't fucking know, but so far the system works, so that's good. And if you haven't, speak up. I get plenty of people saying, "Oh man, I love what you do. You watch a show? Oh no, fuck you." So yeah. So a bit of a rant. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next week and Friday and every day in between. Keep moving, liking, subscribing, rating, and all the crazy shit. Excuse me, I'm going back to my beer and watching some fucking anime before I pass out. Thank you. God bless. Have a great night.